All right. How's it going, folks? People are going to filter in. Hello, our knight Petrichor. I'm glad that you're doing good. Let me see here. Well, you can see from here that I am prepared to do some more work on the writing system. Now, last time I said I was going to do some work on this stuff, and I ended up not actually having time. So it's sort of you're gonna see the process right here and now as I fix up all of this stuff. This is first draft of the writing system of all of these characters, and we're about to go and see the second draft. So me. I don't know if it matters in all these places whether I make another post when I'm actually live, but I like to do it. All right. In other news, let me see. Where's my? Okay. In other news, we have some things going on today. Agma Schwa just released his video detailing the sort of the call for submissions for the next Cursed Conlang Circus. So go over and check that out. Don't watch it right now, obviously. I would like you to watch me, and then afterwards you can go to Agma Schwa's channel and check out that video and see what the requirements are if you want to submit a Cursed Conlang. That is going to be a lot of fun, I imagine. I have an idea myself, but I don't know how I'm going to execute it. So, did I tell Discord that I'm live? Okay. I'll just make a note that. So, we have what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, how do I do an extra page? I think it's, when we go to the page editor. Page editor. So how do I just? Oh, okay. Just hit the plus. There we go. Zoom to the drawing. No, we went to view zoom. Zoom to page? Well, we want to be able to see everything. So we're going to zoom out. And we're going to be working on that. Before I do that, though, I'm going to quickly, let's make a square. I want to have a square. Let's make it exactly say 50 by 50 to start with. We can adjust that and see how does that. Yeah, if I can fit everything within a 50 by 50 square, then I'll be good. So we're going to zoom in. Hi, Miles. How you doing? We're going to zoom. So I'm going to zoom to this selection. Then I got to draw handle to midpoint. Perfect. There we go. So what I'm going to do, this is going to serve as my little template. And what I'm going to do, if we zoom out, zoom to the page. What I am missing here. Oh, that's great, Miles. Happy end of the semester. Yeah. Well, you got to find the next job. But that's well, you still have grading and stuff to do, right? Anyway, so here's what we're working with. So we had an issue where some of these seemed kind of too long, and they were very, very much ununiform. And the way that I want to fix that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cause anxiety. I know the difficulties because I graduated with a PhD and I ended up giving up on the academic job market because I could not get my way into it. Oh, checklist got turned in, keys and laptop, everything. Oh my goodness. And so, you understand my reasons, I'm sure, for not continuing to pursue that after knowing I'd have to be an adjunct bouncing around to different campuses for so many years and stuff. And I have kids. I can't be moving every year to different adjunct positions and stuff if I could even get them. And hope someday I could get a tenure track position. It's just not working. So anyway, we're going to work on this a little bit. We're going to talk about the next simplification of these symbols so that we can get them into a place that looks a little bit nicer. And just for reference, so we're basing our aesthetic off of Ogum. And most of this most of Occam is just like based on like two strokes, right? You've got a horizontal stroke and a diagonal stroke. And then there is a differentiation between um, are you on one side of the line, the center line, or on the other side of the center line? Which I have to thank Logan for clarifying that the center line is actually like a break in the rock, right? But yeah, it's or crossing, and then you have these diagonals. There are these other ones that have some vertical lines, a different angle, and these. But I think that thinking about this, and also thinking about I had another here. Let me go look up the thing that I was going to show you guys, because apparently I forgot to I forgot where it was, but yeah, so we went to another place where you can think about this. Really, I think many writing systems end up going this way. That was the wrong window to grab. Okay. Chinese has another example. So there's 8 basic strokes in Chinese. Heng, heng, dian, pie, na, shu, gao, wan, ti. And that will get you any Chinese character. So and even the Latin alphabet, generally you have kind of, they're not necessarily taught as explicitly, I think, but there's like a vertical stroke, a horizontal stroke, and a couple of different types of curved strokes, right? So that's where we're going to go. We are going to define what the basic strokes are. And then, once we've got those down, then we are going to just go in and make all of these out of those basic strokes. So, let's jump in. Let's go, and we are going to... Now, first thing, the easiest thing to do is to define the horizontal stroke. So, is that handle to midpoint? Is that straight? Okay, I'm going to... See, the monitor I show you guys is curved, which is not ideal for working on Inkscape. So, this is our vertical. And imagine, like, let's make this invisible for a second. So, let's just... so, see, it goes out to here, right? So, we're going to have a horizontal stroke that can go out to here. Now, let's bring that back so we can have a sense of where things are. And then we need 2 diagonal strokes. And kind of iffy on this. Do I want a straight up 45-degree angle? or would it be better to have a shallower angle? I'm thinking that a shallower angle is better. That's Ogham has that. I want it to be not quite as long. In fact, I have considered if we do this and then we rotated this. So I think about here, and we can make some test characters and see if we like this. And we can flip this one. But look at that. So we zoom out. How do I zoom out on? This is not too different from stuff that we have here, but if we say, okay, I'm just going to copy paste these 3 strokes. Yeah. I think I'm not going to extreme angles, just to like 25 or 30 degree angle. Might do something steeper here. But I'm thinking that if I construct all of my characters out of these basic strokes, and of course we will mirror these on the other side for the vowels. But, like, here, there is the draconic asterisk, if you will. Similar to the Chinese yong, it just describes all of the strokes that you need. Well, possibly. We'll have to see if we need anything else to handle everything. Hey, Jake! Okay, Jake and Miles are here from... I'm gonna pull a David and I say, okay, we have the Jake and Miles from Let's Have a Booba, which you can catch on YouTube at the same time as this one, at 3:30 Central Time, but on Wednesdays. So tune into that on Wednesday, and 4 p.m. Central Time on Thursday is Lang Time Studio, which I'm sure you guys already know. I am getting Discord pings, and thank you for telling me, because I need to mute that tab. I just said at the top of the show that Agma Schwa has released has released the rules for the next Cursed Conlang Circus, and his like private Discord that I'm a part of is going a little nuts right now. So yeah. Check out that, by the way, if you want to participate. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take our reference square. I'm going to actually let our reference square show up, because I want to be able to use that to see that my characters are all fitting into that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my notifications, not yours, Topher. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go. Let's use these basic strokes, and some of the forms may change, and that's okay. We're just kind of trying to figure something out for this. So let's start. Where can we start first? Let's start with the vowels over here. And it should be pretty simple. So we will take a line, put it over here. And let's see. This first one, I forget which vowel this is. It's that's fine. We'll figure it out later. It's two. We've just got two diagonal lines. So we're just going to copy this, paste it over here, and paste again. Now, there is a decision to be had in like what exactly is the distance between these two. So let's get our reference square over here so that I can zoom in on that and get the you zoom to selection, and then we can futz with the placement of this a little bit. So I would say I would want them both like in the center, and I would want them relatively close together so that they behave as a unit. That'll be because I want to distinguish between one or two or three of these things, right? Hi, Aquamelon. I don't want it to be like, I want to be able to have it. I think this looks like a pretty good distance here. So we can do that for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these, and I'm going to go to align and distribute, and I'm going to say based on the biggest object, so that I can put it in the center of that, which now that's interesting. You can see, I think this was our picture of mountains or something. I'm not sure, but as we zoom out, it's kind of like coming toward the lower end of it, but I think that's fine. Now let's copy another one. Let's zoom. Put this here. Get this square in place again. And now we have this, a downward diagonal. Just gonna copy and paste that here. And we're going to do the same procedure here. And there we go. So now with these, I don't know why I have the versions with the vertical line here, but I decided that we weren't going to do the vertical lines. So all we need to do here, let's do the three first, and we go here. Now, no, I don't want that. I want this. And now you may be asking me, Do aquamelons float above the water or do they sink? Aquamelons, who knows? Yeah, here we go. Let's zoom in here. Let's get this. Yeah. Let's go here. Okay. And now, so let's go ahead and do the 3 one first, because that will be easier and it can be like a reference point. Now, here I had these having different lengths, but I don't think I want to have different lengths. I think I want it to just be all the same length, everything the same length. Now, how do I get this to where it tells me that you're, yeah, cuffs node to line midpoint. Always, and then I have that. I have a second one. And then, cusp node to path. Why is this? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So here, I want to probably take it down a little bit and then probably distribute these vertically so that they're all equal spacing here. And then do the alignment again, which should be already aligned. Okay. So, and now I'm going to move the square out of the way so you can see we've just got, this is literally just three horizontal lines. Now we've got, well, we've got 4 horizontal lines here. And I think what I'm going to do there is I'm going to copy this over here. I'm going to paste it here. And then, oh, I've got a trick I can do here. To keep this spacing all consistent, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to paste another one. Now, ungroup everything, and then I can delete these 2 that will be doubled. Group it, align it. Whoop, I need to have the big thing. And align it, and that's done. And then finally we get the last vowel. And for that one, I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Actually, you know what? This will be simpler. I'm just going to copy this whole apparatus. And then ungroup. And there we go. So what do you guys think? Which looks better? This mess or this nice and clean and consistent set of forms? Let's put that to the side. Let's make it a group and just have that all linked together. Put that to the side. Now we can start working on consonants. And I'm going to group consonants sort of by some similarities. Like these two, like V-like structures need to go together. All the straight lines need to go together. This is just like a rotated version of this, right? So let's actually start with the valley and the eclipse. I do remember those, huh? The valley and the eclipse. And then we will build off of those what we need. Some principles. Yeah, so let's start with the valley. Take that. Let's get our reference square. Somebody went outside. Could you make some of the glyphs share lines? So I don't really... Yeah, the vertical stroke, the thing about it is that so actually I will say in some I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do here, because on the one hand we have the possibility that a vertical stroke could be lost in the grain of a stone, which would not be ideal. Although, at the scale at which dragons are scratching this into stone, I'm not sure it's such a big deal. So I might reintroduce it, but I might use it exclusively for... I know that I need at least one diacritic, because you will notice, how many vowel characters do I have? I have, if people have forgotten, there's 9 vowels in this language, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vowel characters. That's because the vowel characters do not distinguish hard and soft vowels. So I may end up doing, maybe it will be a vertical stroke, a parallel stroke, I should say, because this can be turned on its side and work as a horizontal writing system. So like a parallel stroke for that, or I may come up with some other kind of diacritic for it. It just depends on how. You get small dragons too. Yes, the very young ones are quite small, but they grow to immense sizes. Okay, so where were we? Okay, let's do the valley first. And we will zoom in here. And so what we want to do is this needs to be right at the midpoint. This needs to be right there. And that looks so much better than this. The shallower angle and the smaller strokes, I think, makes that look much, much better. Now, for this one, I think we copy all of that. And now, I have been centering things, but this one, I think we're going to treat group this as a unit. Oh, well, I don't want to group it yet. But I'm going to take this. And then we're going to find a place. Yeah. Let's use this to do that. And that should still fit within our square. I think this could be a little closer. We don't want it to be too close because we don't want it to be too difficult to read and write. But I think this is pretty good. I may go through and try to standardize that distance. A roasted vowel salad. Well, a roasted vowel salad. Well, you need to have. E will add a little bit of spice. If you want a nice flavor, so your basic vowels will each have a nice different flavor from the E, E, A, O, U, U. If you want, so like, actually, I think E should be sweet. Which one of them would be different flavors? I think the secondary cardinals will have different qualities to the taste. Like I imagine is a little bit sour, but also sweet as well, and also might have some kind of a spice taste, like a coriander or something to it, right? Is just your plain lettuce. E is like a spice, but not a very sharp one, not a very sharp spice, but like a mellower spice, there's certain spicy tomatoey sauces that I'm thinking of. Anyway. Sweet, maybe more of a boo-boo flavor. Maybe you guys could hash that out in the chat or in Discord, and we can think about what flavors are different vowels. Yeah, okay. So, so we've got those. Do we have anything else that's similar to those? I think, I think we can call these two done now. Now, when I'm thinking about this, I'm seeing that I chose to make this much closer together than here. And I have to think about, like, what distance do I want to have? Like, let's turn on the grid, page grid, and we'll take a look at these different places. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, like almost 5 grid spaces. These are, well, I think probably these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, close to 6 grid spaces apart. These two are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, these are way farther apart than anything else. So we can think about that too. And one thing I can do is I can say, okay, let's try to think about standardizing that a little bit. And I think this is a bit closer to where I want to be. I think maybe move it down a little bit. I don't want to actually snap to the grid, so I'm going to move it down a little bit. And then I can come here, copy that. Yeah, ungroup that. Take this away and rotate this around. Wait, what, that grouped when I rotate it, right? And then I can put that let's turn off the page grid, and then I can do an alignment. And is this going to work right? Nope. I need my reference square for that. And there, we're a little bit more consistent there. So this is just making things look nice. Spicy is E. I think, okay, we're saying spicy is E. E could be sour. But I mean, so I think for the secondary cardinals like E, I think those should be like a secondary. I think that E, E, A, O, U should be like the 5 basic tastes, right? Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, umami. And then the secondary cardinals like E should be like some combination or should have some additional aromatic flavor. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking with the conlang salad. You guys can work out further. Okay, so let's gosh, we're having fun here. Okay, so we've got that much. Now, another one that's in this family is this one, which I believe comes from the word for light, de. I have to double check that. But you see, it's got two of these lines and then a central it's got a central horizontal line, right? So let's work with that. And this will not necessarily be the final alphabetical order. I can futz with that once I go back and figure out what these are. But if we can, let's ungroup. No, I don't need to ungroup that. Why am I ungrouping that? I can grab that horizontal. From here. Let's see, and there. Let's take the reference square away. Now, this looks like a piece of our asterisk, right? Now, I have thoughts about this. So let's take this, let's copy this two different places. And let's, if we, I have a thought. So if you notice, the way I did it here, I gave it a little bit of space in between. I feel like that would be a little bit easier to scratch out. And and might look a little better. So let's actually take a look at that. Can I make these? Can I get these lined up so that they're right side by side? Let's put them together. And then scoot this one over. So it doesn't need to be that much. Can I view the grid, view the page grid, see that I'm doing it like evenly? Well, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's good. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, this one looks nice. This one looks nice. Might be a little harder to scratch out. This one might be a little easier to scratch out. They both have an interesting look to them. They both will fit within the square. So I can go with either one on this. Slightly favoring this though. So let me see. me think. Do I want to make this a poll, or do I want to just let's do a little bit more. We can come back to this. Another member of this particular family would probably be this one. And for that, we'll copy this. Well, let's take this. Turn off the grid. Because it's trying to snap to the grid instead of snapping where I want it to be. So I'm going to take this. This needs to be moved out of the way. Take this. And I'm gonna have to reconstruct things a little bit here. Actually, I think it's easier to take this one. Take this. Take that, group it, flip that whole sucker, flip that whole thing, move that here. And now we can have one of these, put it here, and one of these, put it here. And we've got the same sort of question. This one oh gosh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, looking at this, this one definitely looks much better to me with some space. Yeah. You guys are still on the still on the tasting vowels thing. This one, I think I like these forms better, especially for this one, because this, and what is this? Is this talon or no? The talon is the A vowel. This one. This is something different. I forget what it is, but I think with the space there, it makes it a little bit more pleasing. And so I'm going to go with those forms for those. Okay, well, that can be somebody's idea. I have my own idea for a curse conlang if I get time for it. Now, okay, so we've got that. What can we do next? Kind of want to tackle, so this whole family we've done. So we can, let's move the ones that we've done off to the side so that we can keep track. And now I really think I want to tackle these two, because I feel that they're going to be tricky in this approach. And maybe I will end up changing them a little bit. So here's what would happen. Here's what happens when I try to do those. We could start with this, right? And we need to see. And then we need another diagonal here. And it needs to fit so that these will, yeah. And then take all of that and align it. And that does fit within our square. Looks like an R. I accidentally made an R. Okay, so now I'm going to do my trick here. I need to make these into one node. Did that work? Yeah. So, and then all I have to do to get the other one is to take this over here and take this part and flip it. So, wonderful letters, R and upside down R. That actually turned out much better than I thought it would. I thought that I was going to have to make some adjustments or something. Yeah. Well, I mean, that happens, though. David posts high Valyrian glyphs to like Instagram and stuff, and a number of those have looked like real characters. The one that sticks out to me is the character for Rabbit. Let me see if I can I want to use Firefox for that. High Valyrian Rabbit. Instagram. Okay. Oh, it looks like S and Z, I think. One of them is S, actually. Let's see. Let me find the original. Let me. Like S. Yeah, Saya. So if I look at my references from here, where did I draw my fish? I had the fish drawn out somewhere. Yeah, okay. So the thing is, the upside down one is not that. The upside down one is, I don't know if you can see, this is the fish, which is Saya. That's the S. This one is the S. I think this one is yup. Okay, so that's taken care of. So these are taken care of. Now, these will be simple to do. All of these ones are literally just like so for this one, what do I need to do? I just take this one, take this character, and group that, and then I just need to go doop doop. Got it. It's exactly what I need. This one will come back to this one. I just need to take this one. And I flip it. And for this one, I just need to take this one. And flip it. Easy peasy. So these are kind of big. And that does give me a little bit of pause because of things that I want to do with them. But I think it's gonna... I could turn these into horizontals in order to make them a little smaller. But we can come back to that. So, and for this last one, what I need to do is I need to take this one and instead of rotating it, I need to flip it. So group that, flip, not that way. I need to flip it this way. Then I'm going to take this, see, copy. Wait, just take this, copy, paste. So ungroup all of those, take out the extra, and then group these, and I need to get my reference square again. And then and align that, and that's done. Hey. We're getting a little bit too big for our paper. So let's like, and it's not, you know, I'm doing all vector graphics here, so it doesn't matter the scale that I work with. It's just that I'm getting the proportions right. Because obviously, once this gets turned into a font, it should be able to just scale wherever. Ah, it's not big enough. Nothing is big enough. We'll figure out an alphabetical order later, and then we can put it all together. So all these ones are done. And then these, the last ones, are kind of tricky. But actually, once I've got all of this stuff figured out, it's easier than you might think. Because now I've established an aesthetic and I've established some things about this. And I can look at this and say, okay, I need this. Oh, happy calling. Who's leaving? Oh, see you, Miles. Yeah. Since we've established an aesthetic, then we can actually start simplifying these forms in a way that makes sense for that aesthetic. So the thing is, this one, David already made a good suggestion that I am going to take and say that the way that it developed, it just became an X. So, there's another accidental Roman letter, but look, X, 2 crossing diagonal lines is just very, very basic. This is a thing. You get the same things showing up. Like I made an R, and let me see. Yeah, I was gonna show you guys that. That's fine. You guys can look it up somewhere, but his word for rabbit is an upside down R, because that's what shape a rabbit's head would turn into. So let's see. Let's place this somewhere. Let's go, and then let's grab this. Yes, okay. And then if we go here, okay. So, and here, and boom. And there we have an X. So this was originally a volcano exploding, and now it's an X. This one, now I was doing something that I was trying to be clever here. Yeah, High Valyrian Aquamelon has a set of logograms. I think it's a logophonetic system. So there's like a limited set of logograms, and I think there are some phonetic characters as well. Don't quote me on that. I'm not David Peterson. I don't know his stuff as well. But yeah, so he has a glyph that actually means rabbit, and it looks like an upside down R. It's not derived from a rabbit. It actually means rabbit and was derived from a rabbit. So here's the thing. Okay, here I'm going to possibly ask an opinion here. Let me jump into this. Making writing systems is fun. I have not done a writing system in many, many years, and I am finding it quite enjoyable. I just want to make sure that that is at the center of the line. I will fix that in a minute. So here's the thing. So we can start with these meeting up. And then we can do this. Will this work correctly? Okay, that's fine. So, all right, here's the thing. So this was the one for snow, and it was originally a snow-capped mountain. Like there originally would have been a parallel line here, but we can discuss, and let's make this look exactly the way it would. So let's get this all unified and stuff. And make it 1 point. And then this one, give it like, it needs more than that. Yeah, it needs quite a lot of space in order to work. So that's something to keep in mind. Nope, not that way. That way. So let's go do. So this one, we have two options here. We can and this is gonna be a vote. Shift. Oh, I have caps lock on for some reason. And then B. And can I? Let's go change this to no. Yes, fill. There we go. Okay. So, do we want to try to preserve that little gap, which is not going to be much of a gap in order to fit everything? Oh, Jake, you found it. Here's the one I was talking about. See? So you can see this would come from a picture of a rabbit's head. You've got the head and the two big ears, right? But it's literally just a rotated R. This is like is this the IPA for the uvular trill? Ra? Is that it, or is that a different? Is one either the uvular trill or the uvular fricative? The uvular fricative, the ra or a ra. One of them is that, but you could see how this can independently come from a picture of a rabbit, just like I have an R that independently came from a picture of a fish that was cut in half. So here's my poll. I want you to decide. Now remember, this was my original idea, and then if you want to see the original drawing, do I have? Yeah. If you want to see the evolution that I went through, initially, we had a snow-capped mountain, and then, like, it looks like an A, and then we cut the top off, and then I went to this, where, like, that parallel line gets lost, because we've lost all the parallel lines. Then well, Aquamelon, I hope your computer starts behaving, because I would hate to see people have to leave for technical reasons. So the question is, do we want to try to preserve that gap there, even though it would have to be quite small to fit in our other parameters? Or do we just want to close it and say, okay, it just looks like a regular mountain now. We know that it wasn't like that before, but that's what it's like now. So, um, let's, which, I think this is, it's the snow Maya, yeah. Which M character do you like? So A, closed triangle, and B, gap. Oh, that's an interesting idea. And we've discussed in, like, I may not get to it on stream because I want to move on to the next language, but we have discussed whether this evolves into a more cursive form that wizards use to write in their spell books. I think I will do a mode for that at some point, possibly not on stream. Because I want to get to Sylvan. But let's vote on this. Let's see what you guys think about which character to use. Oh, okay. Why did it go? Oh, because I'm in Chrome. I use too many different browsers at once. Okay. I just want to know how many people are watching right now so that I can decide when this poll will be over. Yeah, yeah. I could say it's something that's dying out. And that, like, not all styles are using it. It could be useful to have that history there. For your games. Like I have, oh, that's interesting. Topher has 8 and Petrichor has 6. I'm showing 6 people watching on my end. So I'm going to end it there. Okay, everybody decided that it just simplified straight to a closed triangle. And I like that. Topher, I do like your idea that this might be retained as an older form, or maybe I could include this. Yeah, maybe I could include this in some of my language material as a thing of, like, there's an even more ancient form of the M, and you can use that for transcriptions that are even older. Even this language itself is thousands of years old. But you could go with, like, even more ancient draconic transcriptions that have, like, this character and maybe other weirdnesses, like still having the palatalized consonants and stuff like that, in order to say, oh, this is from the even more ancient dragons that are all dead, and what were they marking here, and have a whole big dramatic thing about that. So that might be cool to include some of the history, and that's the thing you can do when you do historical stuff. So this is our character here. And now we're going to get to the hardest two, I think. They might, at this point, I might have to actually think on them and come back to you guys next time, because these two are tricky with my current setup. The thing is, I have set up these basic strokes so that they always touch the center line. And I kind of like it that way. I like it. I like to have them. Most Ogam characters touch the center line, right? And it adds a certain visual unity to the whole piece. Yeah, that's. Oh, the line through the 7. I don't know if it's dying off. I think it's just different things. I put a line through the 7. But I also do 3 strokes for my 1. So that's I'm weird that way. Like, does anybody else draw like the serifs on their 1? Do you guys draw your 1s like this? Go. Jeez. We get the actual there. Draw. Does anyone else write their 1 like this? Handwritten 1. And then to differentiate, I'd write a 7 like this. My wife thinks I'm so weird for doing this. But it's just the way that I do it. Anyway. So let's so the thing is, these kind of are a bit similar. One thing, so this is smoke rising. And this is a bird, I think, with a long neck sticking up. I think I have an angle on this one, and on how it would end up in the system. But I'm gonna get that. If we do this, thing is, the angle is not ideal for this, but I can probably make it work. If we get a horizontal and have that like touching it. Yeah, and then line that up. Is that anything? Does that look good? It feels like it doesn't fit the rest of the aesthetic. Maybe if instead I did something like, yeah, let's do a couple versions of this, because I think I have a better, possibly a better option. And then let's get this. If we have this here, I don't think I like either of those. It's just like being a little bit annoying. The other thing I could do is literally just make it a single line because we don't have any other single lines. And I think that's what I'm going to go with for this one. That makes things a little more complicated for this though, because now I need to figure out what the heck this Y shape ended up being like. And we already have 2 lines and 3 lines. So we can't just reduce this down to the 2 lines. So I think now this, but we can let's work with 2 lines here. Let's see what we can do. If we take this and we cross that, is that something we want to work with? It's really weird to me. I don't like, I have crossing lines here. I'm not sure if I like crossing lines there. Let me go back to like this. What differentiates these two? We can look at these two together. And we have the diagonal. So this is the point where I could be forced to come in here and add a horizontal line. And this needs to be centered. What does that do for people? So that would mean that these two, like bringing them together, these two might end up looking somewhat ambiguous because if it's just scratched on and not like gouged out, then this line could disappear into the grain of the stone. But that's not such a big deal. What are these two? So the smoke one, let's see. This was giant worm. And then which one was smoke? Oh, pa, pa. So, this one, pa, right. This one is the p sound. This one is the f sound, right? So they are actually very similar sounds, distinguished just by this line. Does that seem reasonable? I think it works. It does make this stick out in the aesthetic, but if I also go ahead and use a parallel line for like to differentiate hard and soft vowels, then it won't stick out as much, I think. And then we can go into that part of it. But that brings me to time for today. And I will tell you, we made a lot of progress. I'm liking the forms that we have. We have a much more consistent aesthetic that really looks good. It definitely has the Ogam vibe from it, and you know, if I like fancy this up and turn these into like tapering scratch marks, then it'll look sufficiently draconic, I think. Next time, we are going to work on, well, I think these are the goals, the next goals for completing the writing system. How much of it we get done next time, we'll see. But, number one, we're going to start fitting the consonants and vowels together. Number two, we're going to figure out what to do when we have the palatalized things, because what I want to do is take, I think it's this one, and turn that into like a combining glyph for the palatalized, for the cha, nya, ja, those ones, right? Sha. In order to fit that together, and then gonna work out what we're going to do with consonant clusters. Probably that will need to us to understand how we're fitting the consonants and vowels together. So that part we're going to start on next time. But once we've done that and done the written numerals, I think, then I will put a wrap on ndakaga, and we will move on to Sylvan. So, yes, you guys, you can talk about the taste of vowels too. You guys, I'm going to save this. I need to actually like preserve like the history of each character at some point, so that I can remember how they developed too. But yeah, I'm gonna go pick up a baby. Thank you guys for watching. You guys get on the Discord and talk about flavors of vowels, and I'm gonna say happy conlanging.